A pleasure to meet all at last, and here we are. I'll be talking a bit about rubber for HJN. And well, being that we're at number 2716, one could probably wonder, what exactly do I plan on talking about when it comes to rubber? Well, first off, rubber is known distinctively for being soft, stretchy, flexible, durable, etc. While there are several types out there, PVC, latex, silicone, polymer, and various other forms of rubber that are known to come around, everybody knows some of the big points of having rubber around. They're usually as a means of forming a protective layer to the outsides of certain surfaces, such as sealing cracks and gaps and whatnot, especially if housing does not hold up too well to certain things, like a somewhat recent series of flash floods that hit Wisconsin, completely terminating the likes of the state fair's final days. But to be real with you, rubber has gone through a lot just to give us what we need. It does an incredible job at sealing outside elements such as moisture, dust, and even unwanted gas such as rodents and insects. But rubber does have many more applications outside of that. There was a unique form of rubber that is, of course, responsible for creating those famous pink erasers on the other end of our number 2 pencils. There is also the kind of rubber that's typically associated with the likes of bouncy balls. And how do they bounce? Well, it's special. The kind of rubber that they use allows for elasticity to build up when force is exerted from the ball hitting the ground, and when the elasticity finally contracts back on itself, it thrusts the ball back upward towards your hand. Pretty much a majority of balls are seen as bounceable, mostly because of the addition of rubber, creating the unique stretching and elastic sort of processes that allow the ball to bounce back up to you. But of course, the art of creating balls that can bounce is done with a lot of precision, because you do want it to come up to your hand. In some instances, not every ball is going to bounce up in such a unique way. But among many other uses for rubber, it's clear that while it's not exactly as adverse or as versatile as many other elements I've talked about, the likes of construction, the likes of recreation, and the likes of many other uses of rubber as a whole, even right down to the outsoles of our shoes. Yeah. A good last minute example of what else rubber can do for us. Well, for that, I'd say we're good to go. 5 elements of construction. I feel like that's what we could call this. But I probably will not put it in a parenthetical way, because unlike some other series that I have done on HJN where it did involve parentheses being used, mostly is the reason of it being sub-series related. So having parentheses is a good key to look out for. But don't worry, I will actually have more sub-series going on for HJN. They will still continue to stay in line with the original series itself, rather than splitting off and becoming its own separate piece on YouTube. But the whole thing is, HJN does have a lot worth talking about still. And after today, there's going to be more subjects in line, mostly regular ones. But make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side for more.